Hi guys, just a trike here, and today is my 20th birthday, and I just got done having the birthday song. Hope my tribute was worth watching, and I got these cool gifts that I have gotten today. I've gotten this panda apron, and then a red panda sweater. And then here, I've gotten the Parasaurolophus from the Chaos series. And then I got the Hammond Collections Delta. And then I've gotten the rare Tiamat from Playmates. And then I've gotten myself this big chungus of a plush Bowser. And over here, there's my cake and my ice cream cake over there. About to eat that during the stream. Maybe. So, yeah, these are my stuff that I've gotten today. Oh, and here is the link if y'all want to come and chat with me. If so. Like I said, the link is right here if you want to come chat with me. If not, I'll stay here and wait and be quiet. Thanks. Do you want to join the live stream to chat with me? Another link shown. I was hoping someone would come in the stream and we can chat together, but it turns out no one comes. Thanks. Do you want to come in my live stream channel? There's the link right here. We can chat. Hi, Diego.
Hi, Just a Trike.
How's it going?
Good.
I've been waiting 23 minutes to wait someone.
Oh, alright.
Not in a mean way. So, do you want to see what I got?
Sure. A Bowser plush. It's pretty cool. A Hammond Collection Delta figure. A Chaos Effect Parasaurolophus. No, okay, sorry. And a new Empire Tiamat's.
Yeah, the rarest toys. And that's not all I've gotten today.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah.
Not only you got your presents, but you also got a slice of cake, which I had noticed. Aw, that's cute. A little red panda sweatshirt. That's cool.
Saying, if you love me, let me sleep.
How charming.
And then I got this apron showing a panda on it.
Wow, that's a really cool apron.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Not bad. Not bad at all.
So, what do you got? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, last September was my birthday, and what I got is a Donkey Kong figure and some wooden dice.
Well, that's nice. And plus, I didn't know your birthday was on a September.
Yeah, it
I
was September. Oh,
worried.
sorry.
The birthday thing I was worrying about was Gus.
Oh, it was right next to mine. September 27th.
Well, maybe next year I might make a tribute out of you.
Aww.
Yeah, it's the least I can do.
You know, Gus did the same thing too. He did a tribute video of my birthday a while back.
Yeah, but he ain't doing it with mines. What a jerk.
Hmm.
Yeah, he only does this with popular friends with his. I just look like an outcast.
No, no, you don't.
Well, it's just life for me.
Hmm.
Even though him and I and among with the others, including you, are friends, but I've been doing things for them on their birthdays, like making tributes for them and coming in their live streams and apparently nobody gives me respect on my birthday. Not a single tribute from them or not a little visit from anyone. on my streams.
Well, at least they know it's your birthday.
Yeah, I know they do. But
So at least that's something.
who needs tributes from them anyway?
Hmm. All that matters is that they at least know it's your birthday.
Yeah,
That's all that
even
matters.
even though I've been with LBT's live stream earlier today.
Oh yeah, he did his old 1st of October sort of thing,
Yeah.
which I had no idea he was doing a live stream. Must have slipped my mind or something. Well, season 2 of Chaos Series almost coming out. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, October 17th, which wise I have Major with me. So, Diego, what are you most excited for the season?
Oh, for season 2?
Yeah,
What I'm excited for is obviously the Suchomimus.
I'm excited for him too.
I don't know why that dinosaur. Like, of all the dinosaurs in Chaos Theory, the Suchomimus is just the more interesting one because of its color palette looking like Jurassic Park Warpath, and the whole round design just looks really good for a Spinosaurid.
Yeah, the Suchomimus never got no appearances from any of the movies and shows, but at least in Chaos Theory, he finally got a chance.
Yep, and it actually looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, comparing to the Evolution one, not as much as designed of the Evolution one, but it's still cool and fits.
And I still like the evolution design. And I have to say, it looks the most accurate. Well, sort of, but you know what I mean.
Hmm. Well, I'm also excited for Major in for action in the series.
Oh, yeah, the Majungasaurus. Now,
Yeah,
that scene's going to be really dark and scary, which I love it. And quite honestly, fits the whole Halloween theme to it.
I know. Especially when he shows up out of nowhere in the thunderstorm and kills off the Gallimimus.
Yeah, and that scene was like really unexpected. I was like, oh my god.
And speaking of galleys, I also have one. I've got it just yesterday.
Really? Which
Yeah,
one? There's like several Mattel galleys.
the Chaos Theory ones.
Oh, I see. That's pretty cool.
I wonder if anyone else wants to come on the live stream.
Who knows?
I get the fact that they're busy. Again.
Maybe.
Maybe Mr. Shuck, because he came on my streams some of the time, on my Segi channel.
Hmm.
which gets me really confusing that I have nothing else to say after the other speeches that I've said.
Hmm? I got nothing to say neither. It's like,
We're barely just both Gus.
we're just, let me think. Have you ever seen this movie called Call of the Wild?
Oh yeah, I have, and it was dope.
Oh, it was. When I first saw it, it was awesome. It was like a somewhat live action movie of Balto. Well,
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah. At least the dog's got some a little emotions,
Yeah, but the
mostly.
best part of the movie was the Indiana Jones character. He did a solid job.
I don't know.
Well, well, the actor who played Indiana Jones. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, overall, I say The Call of the Wild was a good movie.
Indeed, it was.
I managed to see the movie on Disney Plus, and it was great.
Yeah, and speaking of Disney Plus, this bundle stuff has got to stop.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
Hulu and SP and that sports thing, yeah, it's just out of hand.
yeah, and that goes for A and E,
And
A and E, the company, the studio.
oh,
Have you seen Scared Straight before?
nope, never seen it.
Well, it's basically now on Disney Plus.
Oh my.
Yeah, this bundle stuff has got to stop.
Yeah,
If it's no longer going to, if Disney Plus is going to keep doing that, it's no longer going to be Disney Plus. It's going to be Hulu. It's going to be like Dulu Max.
I know. And some of the Hulu shows are just so weird on Disney Plus. Like when I typed on a Cartoon Network cartoon on Disney Plus, it just looks so weird there.
Yeah, I know, right?
And hell, if I typed on Family Guy on there, it just looks so weird. Like I get with Disney buying Fox and stuff, but still, this is just I don't know what the words to describe this is. Just
Yeah. In fact, I be every time when I be on Disney Plus, I most likely go on Dino. I most likely just watch on Dino Ranch or Turning Red and whatever the movies that I like. Most likely Dino Ranch to see what if new episodes they have.
personally, I would just watch some old movies from
Uh,
Disney.
the classic Disney movies.
Yeah, sort of, or some of the old live action movies like Mighty Joe Young,
What's
which
wrong?
I actually have. Oh, what?
Oh, I was going to say what was wrong with Mighty Joe Young, but continue.
Oh no, I was gonna say I have a VHS tape of Mighty Joe Young.
That's good.
Yep, I was so lucky to find the VHS tape movie. Now I can watch it both there and on Disney Plus, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, but part are you going to? Which part are you going to watch it though? Plus or on the DVD?
Actually, VHS, and I was just going with VHS because of all the nostalgic commercials they got bundled in there.
Imagine if Disney owns Universal. What if?
What if? I would
Yeah,
say there's no hope anymore. They're just depending on too many on the other companies to save their asses.
yeah. Even though we all know that Universal and Disney are not great with each other.
And you would think they would collaborate? That seems
Um,
like a horrible idea.
yeah, I was saying that. What if? Even though I've already known that
even though I've already known that Universal and Disney are rivals, but I'm saying it was only a theory.
Yeah, I noticed I got another theory. What if Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon collaborate with one another? That would just be awful.
Oh, LBT is here. Hi LBT. If you want to come on the stream, the link is here.
Oh, what a surprise.
It's only a matter of time if he wants to pull up.
We shall see.
Mostly. Yeah, so this Nickelodeon cartoon stuff, I find it very little funny.
Yeah, it's not as funny as the good old days.
Yeah, and what about with Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness? If you've never heard of it before, it's that show that has collaborated with DreamWorks and Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That Nickelodeon and Nick. Never mind. But yes, I do remember back in the day when Nickelodeon and DreamWorks would collaborate with one another, and they made some decent shows for the most part.
I see. And I have shown the post on your channel, LBT. Thank you. But again, if you want to come on the live stream, you are welcome to. The link is right here.
You know what's weird? The one DreamWorks movie that has not appeared in Nickelodeon is How to Train Your Dragons. For some reason, that decides to go on Cartoon Network rather than Nickelodeon.
And what's wrong with that not being on Nickelodeon?
Oh, nothing. It was just, I don't know, it's like the one DreamWorks movie that, or show that hasn't been on Nickelodeon. Or some of this, or I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Dragons Defenders of Berk. It's a decent show, even though I never seen it. I've seen bits of clips of it. It's all right. You know what's weird? We haven't really got much news on that live action How to Train Your Dragons movie, haven't we?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we all know how that is going to go down. Rants, hate.
Why have a certain feelings gonna make the Minecraft movie all over again?
Yep, pretty much that.
But I'm concerned they're not gonna go in that route. I mean, there was a How to Train Your Dragons live spectacular, and they did a solid job with the dragon designs. So what are the odds that this movie wouldn't be so bad? I mean, dragons already look cool.
Yeah, if why make a live action version and make them emotionless, even though we have the classic goat dragons that we already have, like now today, like Toothless, for example.
Oh yeah, good point.
He's funny, and he is clumsy, and he is sometimes badass, in my opinion.
And not to mention, he's very expressive without a single dialogue. He's like a big cat.
Yeah. Yeah, why need to remake Toothless live action and make him emotionless and funnyless like?
I'll give you one word: money.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time if that happens. It's going to go down very hard.
Yeah, and the weirdest part is that DreamWorks will be the only ones with a live action remake. I mean, usually it's Disney taking the spotlight of live action remakes, but no, apparently DreamWorks is gonna get on the bandwagon. And who knows what other corporations are gonna do the live action remakes themselves.
I can see that. But right now, they've already just cooked up the Wild Robot and now beginning to cook up the Dog Man.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that movie. And it actually looks really good.
I know. But I've already watched The Wild Robot when it first released.
Oh, me
Not
too.
not on theaters, but the movie's HD.
Well, I saw the movie in theaters, and it was glorious. It was like a
Yeah.
masterpiece to behold.
Yeah, it was very sad too at the ending.
Yeah, but it was also pretty funny too, with all its dark humor.
Yeah, and I ain't telling you the spoilers how it ends because that will be just messed up.
Yeah, I ain't spoiling neither. Well, I can tell you that sometimes the movie can get really dark unexpectedly.
And that's how it should be. And being the original classic darkness and make us look scared again. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, it really truly shows its wild side, figuratively and literally.
So I wonder if Dogman is going to end up having the same budget as the Wild Robot, because the Wild Robot, however, is made by the one who created Puss in Boots 2.
Yeah, I can tell by the animation style. And not only that, that movie was also based on a book.
I know, I've heard.
And I saw the images.
So about Tiamat, though, why did she have to die?
To tell you the truth, I have no idea.
I mean, the fans are already been depressed ever since Tiamat got her first chance on the movies, and then she ended up getting erased pretty easily by Godzilla.
Hmm? I saw the whole climax. It was just quite something. One minute they were having a little rumble and tumble under the ice. Next thing you know, Tiamat's been blasted to oblivion.
Yeah, like she God's they did Tiamat dirty because they had she had her first chance being on the spotlight for once ever since the comic, and then they ended up having her killed. She could have just swam away and submitted to Godzilla, but instead they had her piss off Godzilla even more and then made him kill her off pretty ease.
Yeah, and it goes to show that Godzilla is very invincible. He's one of the most powerful titans in the whole monsterverse.
Yeah, and now with him involved, he's even more unstoppable.
Hmm. Well, the bright side is that I do like the design of Tiamat. It has a certain Mandel look.
Yeah, she was meant to be blue in the comic, but now she absorbed some energy and made her look pink.
Personally, I think the pink looks great on her. And it's not often we ever see a pink kaiju before.
Yeah, and now we see Godzilla pink, and
Yeah.
people are mostly spinning out some mean jokes on it, calling Godzilla a Barbiezilla. Like what?
I get it. Because the whole pink thing.
Yeah, but at least Tiamat didn't. At least Tiamat didn't do anything wrong like Skila did. Skila, however, on the other hand, she deserved. She pretty much got what she had deserved because I've been watching other videos about why Godzilla killed Skila off in the first place. It's because Skila didn't obey Godzilla's rule.
What, Scylla?
Yeah, the crustacean spider.
Oh, I know what you mean. The giant spider crab that faced Godzilla in Rome.
Yeah, and I've known why Godzilla killed her off because she didn't listen to Godzilla's rule, even though he basically told her to hibernate and stay away from his radiation. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard this from the comments and listened from it too.
Really? I always
Ye-
thought it was just some rampaging titan just wreaking havoc over the city, and then Godzilla was just fighting like how kaijus are usually fighting. You know, like the classic fights of giant monsters, battling to the death for pure enjoyment.
Yeah, if you watched Goji Center before, and watch the Why Godzilla Killed Skila video, and you will learn.
Hmm. All right. I mean, I guess, but I'm more into kaiju profiles.
I see that.
Yeah, kaiju profiles is the best. They go in more in depth about the kaiju's designs, all around plot, story, and everything about them.
But if seeing them in action, would you love that?
I mean, who wouldn't love seeing a good old kaiju fight? I mean, I would.
Or not in a fight, just being it.
Being like
Like,
what? Fighting a kaiju?
no, like seeing it just in action, like walking and
Oh, I
attacking.
see what you mean. Like seeing it in person.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have been pretty damn terrified.
yeah. Everybody, some of the fans most likely want to see kaiju fights, even though they can't just see a peaceful kaiju just minding his own business for once.
No, kaijus are only meant for the spectators of audiences to fight. I mean, they're huge, they're awesome. It's their whole shtick of fighting to the death for our amusement. Well, there are those who believe that kaiju are just more than just wrestlers. They're much more of characters. In a
And appears LBT isn't coming to the stream. Well, I don't blame him though.
well, at least he said happy birthday.
I know,
That's something.
but he is still welcomed to be on the stream. But I don't blame him though if he doesn't want to come.
Hmm.
Because he already did his stream earlier today, so I'm pretty sure he's not in the mood to be on another. If no offense to him, if he is still watching the stream. So, if you get another Godzilla toy, what would it be?
If I got a Godzilla toy, I don't really know which one would I get. I mean, there's like so many. I don't know which ones to get. Even though the only Godzilla figure I got is an old Kong figure from Godzilla vs. Kong.
And that's it.
Yep, that's it. Just Kong with Battle Axe from Godzilla vs. Kong.
Well,
That's it.
well, to me, I've got a multiple Godzilla toys, a Rodan, and two Kongs, and a Suko, and a Doug, and then the rare Tiamat.
I see. Well, I guess the one kaiju I guess I would get is the Playmates King Ghidorah.
Yeah, it's nowhere in the stores. The only thing you can find it is at Amazon.
Yeah, I noticed.
And I almost forgot about what I have. I also got the Scar King and Shimo.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm being a real collector.
A kaiju collector, I see.
The dinosaur collector, because I have multiple dinosaurs too.
Oh yeah, that too.
So let me make a little promise with you. If your birthday comes next year, I'll I will pretty sure I will remind myself about making a tribute on my second channel.
Oh, all right. Hmm. But if you forget, that's okay. That'll be just okay. Just strike.
That's all right because I've already forgotten that everyone making tributes for me. Yeah, who needs to make my own? Who needs to make a tribute for me? Even though I could just make my own.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've made solid videos.
Yeah, yeah. In my own tributes, I always put a roar at the end.
Mm-hmm. Just like how LBT does with his tributes. He
Most
would.
of some
Well,
of
he did that sometimes.
yeah. So you want to see the upcoming video for LBT's birthday tomorrow?
Sure. When it releases, I'll take a look at it.
It's on my second channel, Just a Trek 2.
Oh, all right then. I'll find it. Just let's see. Here it is. Oh, oh yeah, I see it.
It's called Dinosaurs Dino Trucks theme song. Happy birthday, LBT Electric Dino 75.
Oh, I see it. It comes out tomorrow.
Yes, at 6 o'clock a.m. 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I see. All right then. Hmm. I also noticed that you're in second channel. You also did like resounds for the Land Before Time 5 Giga and the Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, because at least some people, at least it gets more views.
Yeah, and I gotta admit, I do like the Dominion Giga Roar.
And also, Just the Trek 2 is not only my other backup channel, but this as well.
Tiger Tooth Short 2.
The Tiger Tooth Show 2.
Oh, Tiger Tooth Short. What title?
Do you know why it's called number 2? Because I had I had the first one that was meant to be my main channel, but sadly it got terminated because I wasn't paying attention about how copywriting works.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why it got terminated for life. So so I have three backup channels. My main channel, Just a Trek, my other channel, Just a Trek 2, and then my other channel, The Tiger Tooth Show 2. And at least on the Tiger Tooth Show 2, they have some resounds on it.
I see.
Most of them. Even the life on our planet.
Hmm.
So, if you was a dinosaur, what would you do?
If I was a dinosaur, I don't know, survive.
Me too. So, Do you know what's really a little depressing over Godzilla in the New Empire?
No, what is depressing?
If Kong has finally got a family, then we most likely, me in my opinion, feel a little bit bad for Godzilla because he's the only one left of his kind.
Hmm. Yeah, I suppose that is kind of depressing, knowing that Godzilla is the last of his kind, and he won't never find others.
Yeah, even though he wouldn't care for it anyway, even if he finds one of them.
No, he wouldn't. I mean, he would just rather just be a lone reptile.
Yeah, and like all reptiles, and they fight for territory. Like
Exactly.
Komodo dragons. Like how Komodo dragons do with other males.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That could be very territorial. And I assume that Godzilla might as well be territorial as well, if he ever finds others of his kind.
So let's talk about dinosaur movies. If I just wanted to say it for crap reasons.
Alright.
So, what are your most favorite and worst dinosaur movies of all, in your opinion?
What are my favorite dinosaur movies?
And the worst?
I would say the best would have to be. Hmm. Let me think.
Maybe Disney's Dinosaur?
Yes, but there are others I do like the segment from Fantasia, The Rite of Spring, and some of those IMAX dinosaur documentaries like Giants of Patagonia and Dinosaurs Alive.
And then what are your worst?
Worst dinosaur movies. Well, I would have just chosen 65, but I didn't really think that was that bad. I mean, it's entertaining. It's just so bad it's an entertaining movie.
Well, I'm I'm pretty sure at least somebody is not against the Facilosuchus, even though they're already still comparing about the accuracies about the dinosaurs and stuff. Even for me or some of us, we don't care how they are. We just like the dinosaurs.
Yeah, and I gotta admit, that giant Ferozosuchus does look pretty cool. But anyways, what's the worst dinosaur movie? I guess I'll go with Dominion. I just don't really like Dominion.
Let me guess, the locust and the humans getting more screen time.
No, it's not that. I mean, yes, those, but the reason why I hate Dominion is because I feel it's just the weakest finale I've ever seen. I mean, talk about a disappointment. They
About
hyped it up saying it was going to be the grand finale of the Jurassic Park saga, but instead, all we got is just disappointment.
Yeah, about Zeb's death. Even though he's just defending his territory, he's not acting like an actual villain, but acting like an animal trying to survive. But yet they too treat him dirty, like the Godzilla makers treat Tiamat.
Yeah, but this is a little different. Giga, I feel like just was wasted. Just was nothing more than a Spinosaurus wannabe.
So you saying that you hate the movie over because of Zeb's design?
Well, not just that. There's also other things I don't like. Let's see. Some of the dialogue is a bit meh. The concept would have been great. Dinosaurs ruling our world. That could have been wonderful. But instead, they just focused on boring plot elements, a boring and bland villain that could have had so much potential, bugs, a horrendous penguin wannabe, and not to mention a dinosaur trying to beat the Joker.
And and that Joker part was meant to be Zeb, But even though the real Joker somehow they should have passed that down with the Indoraptor Ripper because he's more creepy enough to be the Joker of the franchise.
Yeah, but apparently they had to kill him off for some reason.
Well, he did. He did get what's coming to him because he did terrorize the characters.
Even so, I would have wished they could have kept the Indoraptor alive just for like one more movie.
Yeah,
Huh?
but it was Blue knew what she had to do.
Personally, I would have just brought back the Spinosaurus for Dominion. Have like a grand and epic battle between Spinosaurus and Rexy. One
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah. Most people still talk about that. If the Spinosaur is not returning and replace the final battle with the Therizinosaurus.
Personally, I would just go with a two-way battle between Rexy and Spino. No other fighters, just those two. Because I feel like you're adding way too many fighters. We need to focus only on two and only two competitors.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And besides, the whole final battle scene in Dominion just felt kind of, I don't know, Gareth Edwardsy. Like, you know how the camera always shakes very found footage like, and we barely even see the our characters in action?
Meaning, we barely seen the fight, but then just seeing the characters running for their lives and getting on the plane.
Oh, helicopter, but exactly. We barely even see it, and the whole point is to see a dinosaur battle, not our human characters.
Yeah, to see Rexy's revenge for the Cretaceous part.
And besides, didn't Alan Grant say this isn't about us? But
No.
apparently this is all about them running away from two dinosaurs fighting.
Yeah, he basically meant it was about them from those many years ago, and how it happened. But when it comes to that, and all we get was Augusta Proceratosaurus pulled up.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
Gus.
Hey.
Hi, Gus.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Hey, I'm sorry about what I posted earlier about your post. If you don't want to put a tribute from me, that's fine, because I've already am spoiled, and I was already spoiled already.
It's alright.
And I don't blame you, though. If you don't want to make a tribute, that's fine. I could just make some tributes.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, LBT posts something for me. That's cool.
So, me and Diego were talking about why Dominion was such bad awful about the final battle and stuff.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So yeah, again, all we got was Zeb getting wasted over nothing.
Yeah.
And plus, those ogres didn't have no place being in the movie.
Yeah, those things were just awful.
Yeah, they have no place being in the movie, even though it's just going to. Even though it was supposed to be having a dinosaur villain not just locusts, and a dinosaur who's basically trying to be an animal, which I basically don't blame Zeb. Yeah, I basically do not blame Zeb. He's he might be a villain, but he's actually trying to be an animal trying to survive for his life until he just got murdered for nothing.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And besides, his all-around design, I just did not like. I mean, when I heard that Giga was going to be in Dominion, I was like, sure, why not? Have a giant theropod. But when I saw the design, good lord, what did they do to this thing?
You com- you most likely hold on. I'm sorry. So
right?
yeah, I guess just got something in my throat. But anyways, so you were expecting the design from Evolution, correct?
Yes.
But for me, on that
I mean,
design,
that evolution design looks amazing. Oh, sorry. No, continue. Continue. Sorry.
no, it's okay. I'll wait.
No, you continue. I insist.
Yeah, so me on that design on Zeb, I basically I just go with the flow. I don't care how I don't care what the people think. Like all what I treat the dinosaur designs, I basically just go with the flow and just love it anyway. Doesn't matter if it's accurate or inaccurate, I still love the designs either way. Except for the Pachyrhinosaurus from Jurassic Fight Club.
I see what you mean.
The Dino
But
World.
I didn't really care about accuracy. I only care about a design that actually looks good. You know, something that looks good to the eyes rather than just an awesome bro-ish design that just looks like, oh god, who designed this? Monsters Resurrection or something?
Pretty much that.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I think the prologue did what it needs to do. There was no narration, no dialogue, just a prologue about dinosaurs. And yeah, I see what they did, and they did a really good job.
Yeah, and at least we got the prologue. But in the rest of the movie, all we get was humans, locusts being villains, and dinosaurs getting treated dirty and getting less screen time.
Yes, but however, I wouldn't say the prologue is perfect. There are some flaws with it. Number one, I feel like they should have just stuck with accurate designs rather than just using the engine designs. Like using the clone dinosaur designs rather than just using accuracy. Because this is the whole point of the prologue, saying
Like
having
this,
accuracy or something of the sorts. Like what I'm saying is that the prologue Rex should have been a much more accurate Tyrannosaurus rather than just having the ILM model just covered in downy fuzz,
I
which it
mean,
looks fine, but still.
the prologue Rex was indeed Rexy. It's Rexy herself. So someone needs to add. Uh, so that T Rex did need a place to have the same model as Rexy because that T Rex from the Cretaceous is basically Rexy.
Yes, but it's supposed to be take place millions of years ago. Like have some accurate designs. Well, like have them like with bits of similarities to their clones. Like have the past Rexy have the same color palettes as the clone Rex. Or something of the sort, something similar. But the designs have to be much more accurate, like Prehistoric Planet or something.
But it's the Jurassic World verse, so they wouldn't care about they wouldn't care how accurate they wouldn't care about accuracies they are. But at least they put some featherings on some of the dinosaurs, like the Raptor and the Therizinosaurus, for a change.
Yeah, and they actually finally added Dino Fuzz to the T-Rex, which that's something.
And 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 reptiles that are not dinosaurs, like Leonor, the Lystrosaurus, and the Dimetrodon.
Actually, Dimetrodon and Lystrosaurus are both mammal-like reptiles.
I meant about that.
Oh, okay.
Still about reptiles.
Oh, okay. But I do like the design of the Lystrosaurus. It looks so adorable. I
Yeah,
gotta.
yeah, Leonard. But it's mostly said that he didn't get that much screen time. He was only there just to stand still and then bite the arm, and then in the deleted scene, he decapitated the Oviraptor's head. That's
Yeah,
basically it for him.
which I gotta admit, that was a pretty good scene, and it really shows that even the smallest of creatures could be the most vicious.
Yeah, and what are y'all's thoughts about the juvenile Baryonyx, the one with the robot arm?
I thought it was alright.
Yeah, personally, I never really think that thing looks like a juvenile. It just looks like a shrunken down adult. I don't
Well,
know. It doesn't really look juvenile-fied. It just looks like a shrunken down adult.
well, by the looks of him, he was basically juvenile.
Well, I understand these are supposed to be clones, but even so, I feel like a baby dinosaur should look a lot more, I don't know, infant style rather than just these shrunken adults. But I mean, I do like the robotic arm, though. That's pretty cool. Sometimes when we ever see a dinosaur with a robotic arm. And I do believe that Malta is by far one of the best scenes in Dominion because of how alive it is. It feels like an actual place where these humans have captured dinosaurs and forced them to fight for amusement of spectators.
Yeah, like how real people treat dogs, use them to force them to fight instantly.
And chickens. There's such thing as chicken fights. But the best part about this whole scene was that the amount of animatronics they use, like my god, they use so much practical effects. It's just amazing. And this is why I sort of like Dominion, because they use like a lot of practical and animatronics, which I love animatronics and practical effects because they feel real. They're there. You can actually interact with them, see them, and just all around feel the experience of just them there. That's what I love about animatronics. You get to interact with them, feel with them, and just all around see them for reals rather than just imagining one there.
I see what you're going. So, about any thoughts of the Allosaurus and the Demon Carnotaurus in the Malta scene?
It's just barely there.
Personally, I do like the iconic duo, but originally they were going to have the Suchomimus in Malta.
Yeah,
That's
but
the cool concept art.
sadly they cut him out.
That's a shame. And you know, for a moment, I always thought that was the Baryonyx, just because of the Jurassic World website. For some reason, I always thought it was going to be the Baryonyx, the much more accurate design. I mean, they did change the model for the Parasaurolophus. I didn't see why not they could just change the model for the Baryonyx.
Yeah, and have you guys already heard this? Now that Dominion was this close to add a Deinonychus in there.
Oh yeah, I saw the concept art, and for some reason, people actually thought the Atrociter heads were Deinonychuses.
Yeah, which they are not. They're actually just Etrosiraptors.
Yeah,
And
and
whether
personally, I didn't really mind a Deinonychus in the movie. I mean, since it was always compared to Velociraptor, I thought, it could be interesting.
some people know, they compare the Etrosiraptors to the ones from Jurassic Park 3 and The Lost World.
Which is true because they actually shared the same color palettes.
But not literally color palettes, because Ghost, however, had some little stripes, and while in the alpha Velociraptor from the JP3 has some little dots like a cheetah or an ocelot.
Or a snow leopard.
Yeah, that too.
Well, either way, most people just compare Ghost to the JP3 Raptor because What they both have similarities is that they're both white, while the
And
rest are mostly based on tiger raptors.
yeah, but not red. However, red is most likely different because he has the both the brownish and the silver patterns all over him.
And I describe the colors as more of a clay look. Like he has like very clay-like colors, like earth clay, for some reason, or just like a giant reptile you would see in the desert. I mean, at first, I did not like the Atrociraptors. I thought they were just nothing more than Velociraptor wannabes, and they could have had so much potential to add these as Raptors rather than just these raptor wannabes. But after seeing Chaos Theory, I kind of grow a likeness for these things. Well, sort of. I do like their color palettes, and their names are kind of cool. They're overall okay designs.
Yeah, but red was most likely absent from the season one. But as we seen in the trailer and for season two, red is most likely going to make a appearance once again,
Oh
attacking
yeah,
both.
I heard that Red's gonna come back in season 2.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and most likely red. However, pretty sure
Well,
he pretty sure
and
that he won't get that much screen time like he did with Dominion. But
well, who
here's the big question: what if red met blue?
I don't
Mm,
know.
maybe I have no idea. I mean, I do like the colors red and blue, but that'll work.
Yeah, it's like a secretary in the primordial colors, like red, blue, and got behind it. It's pretty much fitting for the both the Raptors.
I wonder if
Hmm.
there's gonna be like a purple dinosaur, like a purple dromaeosaur.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, but most people had made ships on that. Some people,
A purple dinosaur.
yeah,
For some reason, I would just say Barney references.
violet.
Well, something of the sorts. Hmm. Well, the other dinosaur I like in Dominion was the Parasaurolophus. Those things look pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of like the Parasaurolophuses too, and especially their new sounds.
Yeah, honestly, I think I like these ones more than the original Jurassic Park designs.
And surprisingly, it's gonna come back in Rebirth, that design.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I've
I've
seen.
seen the set leaks on that. Apparently, they're gonna reuse the Biosyn design for that movie.
Yeah, I've also seen that too in the video of Swerve.
Same here. I saw like some bits of glimpses of the prop. Apparently, they're gonna use it for like a corpse scene.
Yeah, like make it seem like an animal attack.
Or I don't know. But all I know is that it looks surprisingly good for a dead Parasaurolophus.
Yeah, we've most likely never seen a dinosaur hunt since in the movie, but we did see a dinosaur hunt with Rexy hunting down a Parasaurolophus in season 2 of Camp Cretaceous. And
Oh yeah, that was something.
yeah, we never seen an actual dinosaur hunt in the movies, but rather in the show.
That's a shame we never get to see a hunting scene with the Parasaurolophus being hunted by a theropod. That would have been so cool. It gives like a very documentary-esque style to it.
Yeah, but not in the movie. Yeah, but not in the movies. But at least we got some of that in the shows in Camp Cretaceous, where Rexy hunting a Parasaurolophus, E750 hunting the Parasaurolophus as a massacre, and then Chaos trying to hunt down a Parasaurolophus.
Oh
That's
yeah,
basically
the chaos
that.
effect, the chaos theory paras. I do like the bioluminescent ones. They're, I have to say, they're the most beautiful ones out of all the
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
yeah, they're most likely the same bioluminescent Parasaurolophus back at Camp Cretaceous.
Maybe. I mean, has to be obvious. I mean, they're the only bioluminescent paras. They have to be the same ones from Nublar.
Well, they did leave. They did leave the island and head straight to mainland.
Yeah, there were some captured. I just personally just love the colors on the bioluminescence. I mean, the nice shade of purple really looks great on them. Or was it a dark pink? Like on the bioluminescent paras, were there purple or pink?
Pretty both,
Oh, both?
maybe.
Hmm. Maybe it's like a dark pink. Or maybe like a darkish purple? Or no, light purple, maybe.
Like this toy.
Oh,
At least this one glows on the toy version. But I ain't talking about the
yeah.
toy now.
Hmm. Well, look, I do like the small trading cards that Mattel's been doing with Chaos Theory.
Yeah, like and that card when the Suchomimus, what we've seen from the trailer, taking on a bull hippopotamus.
Oh, I love that one. Now that one actually felt the most primeval.
Yeah, pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that would happen in the actual show, and seeing the bull hippo being in the scene and the Suko taking it on, but we don't know yet. We'll have to see. But
Oh,
sometimes
but I
aren't.
wish we get a scene where a Suchomimus faces a hippo. That would look so cool.
Yeah, but we'll just have to see. But sometimes, the cards might not be as canon.
Hmm. But I do like some of the art on some of the cards. Like I like the Allosaurus in the gas station. It's kind of like a nice little homage to like the Dilophosaurus sort of thing.
Yeah,
Like
with the
how we see like a juvenile Dilophosaurus and an adult. It's sort of
yeah,
similar there, but with Allosauruses.
yeah, the adult among with the juveniles, and that would be something right there, because we never actually seen a juvenile with with the adult Allosaurus before in canon, but in now in the official canon card in the concept.
Hmm. Well, I do like this. I also like the Ceratosaurus at night. For some reason, it felt the most interesting, and it could have been great for like a short film where a Ceratosaurus just kind of roams around in a parking lot next to like a supermarket while it's hunting prey or something of the sorts.
Or basically, it's just running past by.
That too. But I think the best ones were some with the Triceratops. Like, for example, Panthera chasing a herd of bison. Now, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but we never saw that in the show, did we?
No, it's a shame we never get to see like a dromaeosaur hunting down a herd of wild beasts in the Great American West. That would have been so cool, and it could have had so much opportunity to have a good action scene. But who knows what season two will will lie ahead for the franchise? I'm
Well,
hoping it's good.
it's most likely about Brooklyn's side, and the campers going into West Africa.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I knew that Brooklyn wasn't gonna get killed. All right, I knew all along.
Yeah, everybody knew that. At first, we first thought that Brooklyn was dead for sure, but instead she got her arm bitten off by Silver Eye. And that's the name that I named the Allosaurus, in my opinion.
Oh, personally, I named him Cyclops.
That's your opinion.
Well,
But
the reason why I named him Cyclops is because it would just been like a nice little homage to the Cyclops Raptor from the Lost World Kenner toy line. But your name suggestion is pretty good too. Just saying.
yeah, because that Allosaurus had one blind eye, and the name Silver Eye might be a little fitting for him.
Well, his blind eye did look a bit silvery. I see what you mean. But I have to admit, Chaos Theory can get really dark and suspenseful. Like, wow. They
Yeah.
really get the balls to do that.
Yeah, and that's how, and like with DreamWorks, that's how that should supposed to be. Like when getting too drama, getting tense, seeing what is actually going on, and all that stuff. Better than the crap that we get from Dominion or the other films.
And the most surprising part is that they actually showed blood in the first episode.
Yeah, but as we know, that was actually blood coming from Brooklyn's arm, and as she runs off safely.
Yeah, and I still can't believe they would actually show that. Like, damn, that is just dark.
Yeah, in fact, Silver Eye didn't need to just bit the arm. She could have just eaten her whole, because due to how big he is, because Allosauruses are basically almost the same size as T-Rex but more smaller.
Yeah, but in this show, they're practically Tyrannosaur wannabes.
I wouldn't say that, but
Well, no, that's not what I meant. I meant like in size, like you know how they're all both nearly the same size. And back in the days where people used to compare these things to Tyrannosaurs, like Allosaurus and T-Rex, like both nearly identical sort of thing.
Yeah, the Allosaurus was meant to be the king of the dinosaurs before T-Rex. But now that the T-Rex is here, like Big Edie, for example, in the show, she somehow got Silver Eye to his place. Even though I've already known that this fight between Big Edie and Silver Eye weren't gonna last that long, because after that whole fight, then the Jurassic Park reference with Big Edie taking on the Atrociraptors.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, I did see the fight, and it was okay as your run-the-middle final episode of season 1 final battle would be. I mean, it's fine and all.
Yeah, but I know a friend of mine that he did made a Chaos 3 final battle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like this. It basically shows Silver Eye jumping on Big Edie, like how the Allosaurus calling it back off when the Allosaurus jump on the Diplodocus.
Oh yeah, from Walking with Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool if they actually did that in the show. It would be like a nice little reference to it.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm not copywriting anything, but I'm playing the video to show you what I mean.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, hopefully I'm not copywriting anything.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. And I think I used to seen those type of videos before. Well, sort of those videos. I mean, I used to see like the much more newer, cleaner ones.
Yeah, so that's the video that my friend made about that Chaos 3 battle and how it should have ended, at least in his opinion.
If you say so.
Yeah, I would have basically been more excited if Silver Eye did that with Big Edie because Silver Eye was more smaller than her.
Hmm. So, what is the best theropod in Chaos Theory besides the Atrociraptors and Allosaurus?
Probably the Green Carnotaurus and the Suchomimus.
Them too, but also the Ultra Spinax. I say it's one of the more.
Beckle Spinax.
Yes, that too. Ultra Beckel. Well, whatever.
Alti Spinax.
Yes, Ulti. Well, basically, I just like that theropod because it has one of the more beautiful color palettes. Like, I really love how the skins look on this thing. It looks really beautiful. The nice
Yeah.
shade of reds, greens, whites. It's a brown. It looks really nice.
Yeah, and the Beckle Spinax or the Ulta Spinax also were known to have their names Braun, Brund or Blondie.
Okay. And for some reason, people mistake these things for Carcavenators, which I don't blame them. I mean, do you know any other large theropod with a small sail on their back?
Nobody but the Convenator or the Beckle Spinax.
Exactly. People mistake this thing for a Carcavenator, which I, myself included, would mistake this thing for a Carcavenator too. I mean, we haven't seen this thing since in Lockwood Manor, which was only just a taxidermy.
I get that.
And who knows what new species lies ahead for season 2 of Chaos Theory.
Yeah, because we all know that because the only species that we have known that will be coming back and that will be shown to get their chance for the first time is the Sinoceratops, the Dimorphodon, the Suchomimus major, the Majungasaurus, the Gallimimus, the Brachiosaurus, and especially the herd of Cantosaurus.
Yeah, those. But I believe season 2 will be the first time that we're going to see a modern animal. Let me explain. You know that scene near the end of the trailer where some type of mysterious creature bursts out of the water?
Yeah. Some say it might be a croc, might be a prehistoric croc, or and most people say, which me for example, might be a hippo, the bull hippo.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it could be a hippo. I mean, the shape is just so recognizable for a hippo. I could tell right away that this would be a hippo. And this would be the first time in Jurassic history that a modern animal is going to make an appearance.
At least for the lion.
Oh yeah, that's right in Fallen Kingdom. But I mean like in an action scene sort of way, rather than just making like a joke like, look, Lion King meets Jurassic Park.
I mean, the Tyrannosaurus was the king before the lion, but
Yeah,
I still see what you're saying.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that we're finally getting a scene where a modern animal gets a spotlight in a Jurassic movie. I know it's a bit unusual, but you have to admit, a modern animal in a Jurassic Park franchise, that could be cool. And it could work if done right. I mean, the only modern creatures we've seen in season one of Chaos Theory were small birds.
Might be one of those flying birds that we've seen in Disney's Dinosaur. And it started with the eye.
The Inchiornis?
Yeah, that.
Well, I don't think those are Inchiornises. I think those are just regular birds.
Yeah, that too. Or might be seagulls.
No, seagulls were actually in season two of the trailer. These were just like regular birds. Well, who knows what season two lies ahead. But the biggest mystery is that who is the man behind the raptor mask? And there's a
We have
mystery right there.
we have no idea. But he
It
kind
could
of
be.
looks. He kind of has me thinking that he might be a talking raptor. By the
Oh
look of.
yeah. For some reason, people want to see a human dinosaur hybrid back. I know it's ridiculous, but people just really want to see that for some reason in this sort of animated series. I mean, if you can have an animated series with robotic dogs and a humanoid reptile and a robot that looks like it was made by TMNT, I don't see why not you can have a humanoid reptile, just like the one from Spider-Man.
But he's not actually a hybrid, but he's actually a normal guy in a raptor mask.
Yeah, but for some reason, people just really want to see humanoid dinosaurs. And this mysterious figure in a raptor mask really has people wanting humanoid dinosaurs.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that most people wouldn't want to see mutants because they'll just call the movie awful or show, whichever one.
Yeah. I mean, I did saw those old concept art for Jurassic Park 4 with the human dinosaur hybrids, and honestly, I didn't really think the designs look that bad. I thought it could have been decent. If done right, it could be really terrifying.
Yeah, it will be like Soria all over again. Not not 100% Soria, but with those Saurians, the Saurian people.
Oh yeah, it would be just like if you combine Soria, but with the very goofy designs of the Goombas from the live action Mario, and get some dark elements from the Mike Crichton novel, and you get, well, these.
Mutants.
Yep. And apparently there were so many humanoid raptors. Like there was even a maquette of one of them.
Which you actually find terrifying.
Well, yeah, I mean they're a bit scary, but I find it to be the most unusual since there's just more humanoid raptors than the rest of the other humanoid dinosaurs. Like there's only just concept art for the humanoid T-Rex and Triceratops, but no maquettes or anything. It just means a bit unusual. I mean, for God's sakes, there's gonna be like a raptor man with a robotic gun. That just just seems so weird for some reason. But
And that
laugh out loud,
and that would have been
hilarious.
something if that actually happened. And I would have.
Yeah, that would have been so bad, but funny at the same time. A raptor man with a robotic gun. For some reason, that could work if handled right. But for right now, these concept arts are the only things we have left of this mysterious Jurassic Park 4. They're quite unusual, to say the least.
So you really do, in fact, that if you really wish to see the Suchomimus in the actual movies.
Well, that only depends of how they execute the Suchomimus. I mean, I would be glad to see that Spinosaurid in the movies, but however, how they're going to execute it, however, it depends though. I mean, I would be glad to see the design, but the execution, I want to see how they play it out. Like in one scene, they're going to play it in.
And imagine if that Suchomimus met the Baryonyx and start fighting each other. Because there are some videos that show Suchomimus fighting off a Baryonyx.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's all over the YouTube.
Yeah, honestly, if I had to choose between the Jurassic World of berries and the Suchomimus, I would have just chosen Suchomimus more. At least that thing actually looks like an animal. The
Yeah.
Baryonyx, however, just, I don't know, doesn't. And quite honestly, it was just the most disappointing design throughout the franchise. I mean, people have just seen the Jurassic World website one, and it looks so much better. It actually looks like an animal. Here, it just looks like you're a run-the-middle monster of the week.
Yeah, but if they didn't show the website at all, what would you actually would think of the Baryonyx now if the website was never shown?
Well, I mean, I never really thought the Jurassic World Baryonyx was that bad. I mean, it's kind of ugly, but it wasn't really the worst thing I've seen. I mean, I've seen way worse designs in the franchise before. This one's no different. I say it's decent at best. I mean, if you talk about worse designs, look at the juvenile Allosaurus and the Sinoceratops. Those things are just.
What's wrong with the Sino and the juvenile Allo?
Well, the juvenile Allosaurus, well, decent, is kind of the weakest first impressions of Allosaurus. I mean, since people have gotten so used to seeing Allosaurus and walking with dinosaurs, and in some of the old Kenner toys, they would expect something cool from it, but instead, all we got is just a thing that got hit by a flying rock.
But
And Sinoceratops.
at least
I mean, do you even call that thing? Sorry.
At least we got more scenes of the juvenile Allosaurus being in the cage and then getting transported and then escaping the ducks and then getting transported by the truck.
Yeah, we did see that it did escape in Lockwood Manor and got transported somewhere, who knows where, and it did make some few appearances in Dino Trackers.
Now,
But even
what is wrong with the Sinoceratops design, in your opinion?
well, honestly, Sinoceratops. Do you even call that Sinoceratops? Since originally it was going to be a Pachyrhinosaurus.
But until we got an actual canon one from Chaos Theory.
Yeah,
Likely in Evolution 2.
Oh yeah, that. Well, honestly, I didn't mind the Chaos Theory Pachyrhinosaurus. I thought it was kind of adorable. As for Sinoceratops, I feel is just, I don't know, just there. It doesn't really do much, and all it does is just kind of have a little confrontation with the Carnotaurus, and you could just not use that scene, and honestly, just kind of gives theropods a bad name. It's just mindless, bloodthirsty savages, kind of like having a start a fight every time. I mean, I don't know. This is a whole scene with the Carnotaurus facing out the Sino just really doesn't really feel realistic. I mean, I get they're not real animals, but still, you could at least just portray them as just real creatures rather than just bloodthirsty monsters. And the scene just feels very unnecessary, and it doesn't really feel in the whole point of escape from a giant pyroclastic flow. It just kind of stops the scene, and it could have just been used some other time, not right now. You know?
I see what you're going, and I agree. But I still like the Sinoceratops design neither way, in my opinion. But I still
Hmm.
understand where you're going from.
But I don't fully hate the Ceratopian. There are some good points I could say about it. Like, I do like the colors, they're really nice. But that's mostly it. The color palettes are just mostly what I like about it. Everything else just feels like a Pachyrhinosaurus wannabe, just with some air holes for some reason. I don't know why they gave it holes in the frill, even though the holes are covered with flesh. It doesn't really make sense. It's kind of unusual, and why honestly, it's just kind of weird. Since the other Ceratopians don't have holes in their frills, only just this one. It just makes it very unusual. And And the other prehistoric creature I don't like in the Jurassic World franchise was the pterosaurs. My god, those pterosaurs were horrendous. Never before I've ever seen such horrible designs. I mean, just those things just look so weird, and they don't look anything like pterosaurs. They look like just like weird humanoid bats for some reason. And so, what are your guys' thoughts on the Jurassic World pterosaurs?
To
I
me,
have no idea.
to me, again, I don't. I I just kind of go with the flow.
You go with the flow with these things? All
Yeah.
right.
Except
For me personally, I always go for the JP3 pteranodons. At least those things actually look like pterosaurs back in the 2000s, rather than those flying humanoid reptiles. Whew.
so, what about your thoughts on the Quetzalcoatlus?
It's very accurate.
I have to say, it's pretty good. But I do feel it's a bit oversized. It makes it feel like a bizarre parody of a Rodan.
At least someone's comparing it to Rodan.
Yeah, I kind of did compare it. I mean, it's a giant pterosaur that attacks airplanes, and it's very big. I mean, we know that Quetzalcoatlus is huge, but it's not that huge.
It's about the size of a giraffe.
Yeah, it's basically what happens if you can combine a heron and a giraffe. And you get, well, this. And at least it's covered in pycnofibers. That's something. Usually most pterosaurs don't get covered in pycnofibers, mostly in skin.
But at least we got those picnic feathers on the Quetzalcoatlus.
Yep. And I do love that scene where the two pairs of Quetzals are actually resting in a nest in some type of city, which I'm going to say it's Chicago. I'm not too sure. Which is honestly one of the best scenes in Dominion. And the most missed potential, in my opinion. I don't know, just seeing like just two as dark as making a nest in some type of building in the city somewhere. Just has so much potential, you know?
Let me see where you're going. Even though this is like my fifth time saying that.
Hmm.
Well, I'll be back.
All right. So, have you seen Transformers 1, Diego?
Oh, no, I haven't really gotten around to seeing that movie. I mean, it looks good, a decent origin story of Optimus and the gang, but I'm not really big on that sort of thing. I was more interested in watching The Wild Robots.
I see where you're coming from. I mean, I haven't seen The Wild Robot yet. I feel like seeing it next week. Well, not next week because my dad doesn't have to waste too much debit money.
I see what you mean.
I mean, for God's sake, he just spent money on. He just spent $10 looking for a gift card for my best friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't know about next week, but I feel like applying a position at Regal Cinemas. That's the movie theater I always go. I'll just have to wait and see.
Who knows? Maybe one day you will see that movie. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a great time watching it.
Great time watching what?
The Wild Robots.
Oh. And like I said like a couple of times, I hope I don't cry in that movie because the forest is beautiful. The main character is kind of funny, even though it doesn't have any facial expressions because it's a different robot. But it kind of reminds me of the Iron Giant and Wally, and not to mention Baymax.
Personally, she kind of reminds me of Wally a little bit.
Hmm.
But yeah, there are some emotional parts in the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just telling you that there are some emotional parts. And some dark moments, which are somewhat laughable, but very unexpected.
Hmm.
But I can tell you that the animation looks beautiful, like absolutely gorgeous to look at. It's like an art piece that just came to life. It is just beautiful.
I'm actually I'm actually gonna see like when it comes to like reaction commentary of when the Wild Robot comes out on HD, it's gonna make like some adult girls cry because they have more emotions.
Yeah. Personally, I would just wait until this movie comes out on Netflix.
Hmm.
I'm for certain it's going to come out on Netflix. I mean, this isn't the first DreamWorks movie that came out that came to theaters and come to Netflix. There have been several. This one will be no different.
I think.
All right, I'm back.
Well, oh,
Was that
But-
Gus?
back then, I think I remember watching the first DreamWorks movie in theaters, and that was The Croods, and I had a good time watching it with my dad's parents-in-law.
Oh yeah, the Croods. You know, I used to remember seeing the Croods one time. It was me and my grandma, and my sister. We all went to go see that movie.
Hmm.
And then there was that time I went to go see How to Train Your Dragons 2 with my brother.
Nice.
That was a really good movie. That was a really good movie. Then I went to go see The Bad Guys with my family. It was great.
I
But it's
had
a shame we never got
Sorry,
around
but-
seeing Puss in Boots. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, it's a shame I never really got around seeing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish on theaters. but I did manage to see it on Netflix when it was still around.
Yeah, and when it comes to Kung Fu Panda 4, I was like really excited about that because I got into DreamWorks, but when Kung Fu Panda 4 was released, my god, what did they do to my poor man Poe?
I know. I mean, at first I was excited, but kind of curious a little bit. But after I saw it, I was like, good lord, was this a marketing stunt? Like, what the hell was this? Nostalgic bait? Come on. This wasn't even a movie. This just feels like nostalgic or something. Just for references and crap.
And yes, I do agree with people on the other hand that the chameleon's backstory made me laugh because they would say I was too small, too lonely.
To me
Which
personally, I feel it's kind of weak.
that was no purpose of revenge, because at least for Shen, he got his revenge by getting abducted, and for Tai Lung, he got his revenge because he wasn't chosen to be the Dragon Warrior, and as for Kai, he got banished by Oogway. Those were true purposes of revenge. But for the chameleon, about her being small, that does not count. It's just what you are, not just getting mad for no reason.
Yeah, and personally, I feel like she's kind of the weakest villain. I mean, her all-around transformation animation look is pretty good, but that's mostly it. She's kind of weak.
She's even terrible than Evelyn Dever from The Incredibles 2.
And don't get me wrong, I have to say that was a pretty good plot. What was that word? Twist villain, right?
Yes.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I think she's a decent twist villain. It came right out of nowhere, and it got me off surprise at first. I mean, I have to admit, she is an unexpected twist villain. I always thought it was going to be Screensaver was the real villain. But no, it turns out she was the mastermind behind all this.
Yeah, as she mind controls superheroes, make them turn into villains themselves, and make superheroes illegal forever. But that didn't happen.
Yeah. And I know why she did this, because it was acts of revenge, because her parents were killed by burglars and the heroes had to went out hiding. It was a whole thing.
And she's not the only one there. Her brother, she had a brother who was a
Who-
fan of supers.
Yeah, he was a really good guy. He actually really liked supers.
Until he find out about what until he find out about what his sister was doing this whole time, and he is still obsessed with the superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in theaters, I always thought he was going to be the bad guy, but no, it was his sister.
Yeah, I feel like Disney doesn't really do good twist villains. Like, I feel like twist villains are not really their style. They should just make like just pure evil villains rather than just twists.
What
No.
about Syndrome?
He's
Well,
still a masterpiece for a
Superman was a
villain.
good villain. He was just more of a tragic villain. Like, he always wanted just to help Mr. Incredible, but it turns out that even
got-
the greatest heroes that you like turn out to be real jerks, and you just, well, instead of being a hero, just turn to a villain.
Well, he most likely knows what he had to. Well, Mr. Incredible basically knows what he had to do. He didn't want him in the first place because he didn't want him getting hurt.
That too. I mean, he was only a kid, so that makes sense.
But it's most likely Syndrome's fault for making a stupid decision because he basically knew that it might be too dangerous for him, so he most likely got mad for no reason and then become a super villain himself, and now wanted to kill off the superheroes make himself the single.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. That was really dark that he just terminated every single hero except for the few survivors. That was dark. Like wow.
Like
They
very much.
really that's really something. That was like wow. Let me ask you this. What is the weakest twist villain in Disney? Like the worst of the worst ones.
Probably the king guy from Wish.
Oh, Magnifico. Well, he wasn't a twist villain. He was trying to be like the classic Disney villains, but alas, it was not for so.
Or maybe Hans from Frozen. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, Hans. For some reason, I always thought Hans wasn't going to be the villain. I always thought Elsa was. I mean, Elsa looked like a decent villain, and
But
she could have.
she wanted to keep everyone. She wanted to do everyone, but she wanted to do everyone a favor and keep her own distance. But instead, um, the villagers and the guards treat her like a major threat to Arendelle, and wanted to exterminate her.
Hmm. Yeah. Personally, I would have loved to have Elsa as the villain, just like in those old concept art. I think she would have been a great villain. If if done right, she would have been great. She always had so much potential, you know?
Hmm. But I'm gonna wrap up the stream because 2 hours have passed.
Alright,
Yeah.
it's nice meeting you, Just a Trike and Gus. And I'll see you guys another time.
See ya.
You
This is a
too.
great one.
And I
Yep.
did hope I had a good birthday. Well,
Indeed.
at least for LBT Electric Dino, he's coming up next tomorrow. And as he says, whatever chases you, run, or it's about to get wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Life finds a way. Well, see you guys another time. Bye.
See you on
See
LBT.
ya.